We continue with the V'ahavta. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divartam bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'letzecha v'aderech uv'shachlecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Laman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'shitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim l'hiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue on page 73. Standing in the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai, that wherever we are, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neidar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Shira chadasha, shibechu gulim, l'shimcha osefat hayom. Yachad kulam hodu, v'himlichu ve'ameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
Tzur Yisrael, kumba be'ezrat Yisrael, ufteinu me'echa Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go'aleinu Adonai tzvot shemo, Kadosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael.
We continue with the Amidah on page 74. Please rise. Adonai sifatei tifta ufi yagid tehilateha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol V'zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imaot U'mevii Geulam Livnei V'neihem L'man Shemo B'Ahava
Melech Ozer. Melech Ozer,
Mashiach Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah Rab le'Hoshia, Morid hatal, Mehakel hayim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol b'rachamim rabim, Zomech noflim v'rofei holim, Umatir asurim, Mekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal givrot, Umido melach, Melech be'mit u'mechayei, Umatmiya Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאיך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. לעומתם ברוך יאמרו, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. ודברי קודשך כתוב לאמור, ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד קולך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
For all generations we will tell of your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, our God, will never depart from our mouths, for you are a sovereign God, great and holy. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We continue silently to page 92. We continue on page 92. Find favor, Adonai our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer in love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your spirit upon us. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Ya'aleh v'Yavo v'Yizacher zichronenu, v'zichron kol amcha Beit Yisrael lifanecha, l'tova l'achenu chesed, u'rachamim l'chaim u'shalom, b'yom Rosh HaChodesh hazeh. Zacharenu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen.
Ufogdenu bo l'iracha.
Amen.
L'hoshienu bo l'hayim.
Amen.
Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, on this first day of the new month, be mindful of us and all your people Israel. For good, for love, for compassion, life, and peace. Remember us for well-being.
Amen.
Visit us with blessing.
Amen.
Help us to a fuller life.
Amen.
Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch Atah Adonai Hamachazir Shechanato L'Tzion. We continue on page 95. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch Atah Adonai Hatov Shmicha Ucha Na'el L'Hadot. We continue with Sim Shalom on page 98.
You get to sit down. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu kechad be'or panecha ki be'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, sing shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, amecha, Torat chaim, ve'ahavat chesed, ve'achavat chesed, Utzedakah v'racha v'rachamim v'chaim v'shalom. Sing shalom, tova v'racha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha v'tov be'einecha l'varech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך שים שלום טובה וברכה חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We continue with our own private prayers in silence.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
We continue now with our Torah service as Damian has his first opportunity as a young adult to read from the Sefer Torah. And we invite up to begin the Torah service some of his family to share personal words of blessing with our bar mitzvah on this sacred day. And so to share some words of blessing, we invite up his grandmother, Andrea Rosen, and his parents, Alexis and Seiko Rosen. Say something nice to you say something nice to your grandson.
That's easy. This is indeed an auspicious day, Damian. It is my great pleasure to be here to celebrate with you. And I bring you greetings from Grandpa, too, who unfortunately could not come. We only wish you the best of everything. Mazal tov.
Damian, Mazel Tov. May you be confident in your own ability to change things for the better. May you be independent and self-sufficient. May you be a creative problem solver. May you take responsibility for your speeches, actions, and decisions. May you make more lifelong friends. May you feel at ease in challenging situations. May you know, regardless how hard it seems, it shall pass. May you be free, curious, and inquisitive. May you still have fun while exploring your potential. Mazel Tov.
Damian, may you not pick up the Torah and drop it. May you not take your yad and poke it through the parchment. When you slip up during the verses, as inevitably happens to everyone, may you recover with grace, and may you carry that grace with you throughout your entire life.
As we prepare the Torah for reading, we invite up to take the Torah out of our portable talit ark, Damian's aunt, uncle, and cousins, Amanda, Stephen, Daniel, and Kevin Chakelson. Please rise.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו ושלום. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedusha Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo. Gadol Adonai Yiti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav.
Please be seated. Damian will be reading from this week's Torah portion, Korach, from the book of Numbers, Bamidbar. He'll be reading from chapter 16, beginning in verse 1. And as he chants the Torah this morning, he invites up family members to share in the Torah blessings. For the first Aliyah, he invites up his grandmother, Andrea Rosen. Ta'amod, Chana Esther, Bat Harav Moshe Zalman, V'chaya Ahuva, La'aliyah.
Just a minute. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayikach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kehat ben Levi V'Datan v'Aviram b'nei Eliyav V'on ben Pelet b'nei Ruvain Vayakumu lifnei Moshe v'anashim mibnei Yisrael 50 ו200 נשיאי עדה קריאי מועד אנשי שם ויקהלו על משה ועל אהרון ויאמרו עליהם רב לכם כי כל העדה כולם קדושים ובתוכם אדוני ומדוע תנשאו על קהל אדוני.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. For the second Aliyah, Damian invites up his parents, Alexis and Seiko Rosen. Ya'amdu Avraham Levi ben David Esther v'chana Esther v'sigal Ne'ema bat Avraham v'Sara la'aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayishma Moshe vayipol al panav Vaydaber al Korach ve'al kol adato Lemor boker V'yoda Adonai et asher lo Ve'et hakadosh v'hikriv elav Ve'et asher yivchar bo yakriv elav זאת עשו, קהו לכם מחתות, קורח וכל עדתו, ותנו בהן אש, ושימו עליהן קטורת לפני אדוני, מחר והיה האיש אשר יבחר אדוני הוא הקדוש, רב לכם בני לוי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. We call to read from the Torah as a bar mitzvah, Damian, Aiden, Satoru, Rosen, Ya'amod, Oren Moshe, Ben Avraham Levi, Visigal Ne'emah, Habachor Habar Mitzvah.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
ויאמר משה אל קורח שמעונה בני לוי, המעט מכם כי הבדיל אלוהי ישראל אתכם מארץ ישראל להקריב אתכם אליו לעבוד את עבודת משכן אדוני ולעמוד לפני העדה לשרתם. ויקרב אותך ואת כל אחיך בני לוי איתך, וביקשתם גם כהונה. לכן אתה וכל עדתך הנועדים על אדוני אהרון מחו, כי תלינו עליו.
Yesher koach.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
We celebrate this special moment in time, the first time, Damian, you have led Torah at a morning service, and hopefully the first of many times that you will share Torah in your lifetime. And we do it with the special blessing of special moments and special times, the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. You gave us this opportunity in life to come together and share in this special moment, all of us as one. Amen. We turn now to offer a prayer of healing and hope for all those who are sick or ill. We think among ourselves, family and friends, neighbors and communities all across this world that need our strength. Damian and his family are especially thinking of David Asher. We add to those names in our own hearts and our own souls as we join this Mishaberach for healing.
Yisheverach Avotenu Mikor Haberacha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor haberacha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We return the Torah back to its covering, and to help Damian put the Torah back, he invites up his great aunt and his great uncle, Sharon and Joseph Kaplan. Please rise.
Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar diracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha. Shalom, shalom, hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadish yameinu kekedem.
Please be seated.
For my bar mitzvah, I was assigned to do the Torah portion of Korach from the book of Numbers. This Torah portion talks about Moses' cousin, Korach, complaining about Moses' sudden rise of power. Now, we all complain about things. I can complain about school, my parents can complain about work, and my friends can complain about video games. Granted, all those things are pretty minor. What Korach complained about was a bit bigger. When Moses came, his power over the people suddenly rose, being the messenger of God. At least, that's how it was for Korach. To Korach and his followers' eyes, Moses and Aaron had been taking advantage of their power, and Korach didn't like that. He had been in a line of priests since way back when, and when Moses and Aaron got into power quickly, he thought, why are they getting all the power all of a sudden? I've trained hard to be a priest, worked hard, and now these people who just started are getting all the power? So he didn't like it. Now, think about it through Moses' eyes. He thinks that he is the one being ordered around because he's just a messenger. It's not him giving the orders, it's God himself, talking through Moses. So in truth, Moses isn't taking the power, it was just his position as messenger, and he wasn't actually giving the orders. There's still one problem about even after looking through Moses' eyes, though. Korach can't look through his eyes. Korach just thinks that Moses is taking the place that he thinks he should have gone in. We've probably all had this feeling once, where you lost something that you deserved. I definitely can remember this one time where I was playing a tournament in a video game and I lost in the finals because of an error in the game. In a way, by defying Moses, Korach is disobeying God. And I think we all know how that ends. It seems to be a trend in these stories where when someone defies God, they die. But then again, you can always think, what if some of the people in the story were wrong? And it's true. Some things about the story definitely could have been handled better. I think we have also had an experience where we could have done things better too. For example, Korach could have privately talked it over with Moses instead of publicly attacking him. I'm sure Moses would have listened to some of it, as Korach was his cousin. Then some people could say, well, God could have been in the wrong, because they think that it's perfectly just for someone to question why someone suddenly got in power, especially since Korach seemed to have a high chance of becoming high priest himself. Now, in this situation, speaking privately could have been handled much better. However, there are some cases where speaking publicly is much better. This could be when speaking out against an injustice or something that's just wrong. And that brings me to the topic of my Mitzvah project. For my Mitzvah project, I'm collecting letters addressing Asian hate crimes and ways to stop them. We'll send our letters regarding Asian hate to the mayor of New York City in hopes that he will do more about the situation. In the situation of Korach and Moses, however, a way that this could have been handled better was by talking in private. Being the messenger of God, Moses probably could have worked out a position fairly high that Korach wouldn't complain about. If that were to happen, none of the bad things in this portion might have happened. I'd like to publicly thank my parents for helping me get ready, and helping me a lot with my Mitzvah project. I'd also like to thank the cantor and the rabbi, to all my teachers, for teaching me so much about Judaism and everything else. I would also like to thank everyone who is participating in the Mitzvah project and everyone who will help with it. I'd like to thank my friends who were able to get me through this pandemic without going mentally insane. I love you all, and I hope to see you soon, in person. That's really all I have to say, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay, so now, of course, is the moment that everybody here should sing out, and everybody online should unmute and say, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yeh Lanu, Uvechol Yisrael,
Yehelanu, Uvechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Uvechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Uvechol Yisrael.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel
Mazel tov,
tov.
Mazel tov, Mazel tov, Damian.
Game. The characters are pretty harsh to each other. They don't seem to support each other as a staff on a workplace might do, but find every opportunity to cut each other down and insult each other, both personally and professionally. And so each of them have to learn how to be strong in who they are, rather than what other people are saying about them. In your Torah portion, Korach attacks Moses pretty harshly. And it's a strong critique, and critiques that are strong often have truth behind them. It's what makes them feel so stinging. Could Moses have been a better leader? Could he have been more inclusive with other people helping him along the way? Had he led the Israelites in the best way possible in all these years since they left Egypt? Moses deals with all of those critiques to him, but luckily Moses has God on his side, and God tells him what to do next. Damian, you too have God on your side. It may not show up as obviously as it does in this Torah portion, but it does every time you look at your family and friends and they offer support and love to you. It happens in the way you approach this world. It happens as you do the things you enjoy. All of those things are ways that you bring God into the world in your own unique and wonderful way. As you go through life, as you become a young adult, the criticisms are going to grow. Teenagers are not always so kind to each other. You need to still put yourself out there and rise up above your critics. You come into this world with such wisdom, passion, originality, and caring. On Mythic Quest, Poppy learns that if you want people to like your shovel, forget the critics. Moses learns not to define himself by Korach, but his own skills and successes. Damian, be who you are, and be the person you are becoming, because we are all amazed and in such joy of the adult you have become and will continue to become in the years ahead. Keep creating. Create your own shovels, even if they look like YouTube gaming videos. They'll still be open to criticism, but if you're doing the best you can, that's what you should hold on to and find strength in. We see the power and the passion in you, and we celebrate it today. Now it's my privilege to offer a blessing to you in front of our ark. And as we do so, we invite everyone to please rise as Cantor shares a song with all of us.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. The door vador nagid god lecha. The door vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. The door vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part.
Please be seated.
We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. The door vador nagid god lecha. The door vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. The door vador, these lips will praise your name.
Now, Damian, we invite you back up to your podium. Cantor and I share a blessing with you. It's a blessing that we share at all wonderful sacred moments in Jewish life. At baby namings, at a bris, a confirmation, at a wedding, and here today at your bar mitzvah. May God bless you and take care of you. May the light of God shine upon you and comfort you. May you always feel the power of God in your life. And may you find it when you turn to your family, to your friends, and to your community, and strive to make each one a little bit better because you are part of them. And let us say, Amen. We move to the concluding blessings of our service, beginning with the Aleinu in the middle of page 586. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
As we turn to our Mourners Kaddish, we think of all of those who helped make this day possible. While many join us here in person and on Zoom who have been part of Damian's journey in life, there are those we remember who are no longer with us in body, but whose spirit and soul fill our world and fill the blessings of today. Damian and his family are especially remembering Rabbi Murray S. Penkower, Lillian Stavisky Penkower, Clement Rosen, Nathalie Zweig Rosen, Moshe Goodman, Aaron Stavisky, Merton Hyman, Yael Goodman Penkower. We add to those names that are in each of our hearts as we join together in our Mourners Kaddish. We invite you here in the sanctuary or at home to join in these words. If you wish to unmute yourself and join us in this communal prayer all together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah ve'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam v'alei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudishah baruchu le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbekata v'nekamata tamiran be'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen.
Amen.
Shalom b'mromav aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. May
Amen.
the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every broken heart. And let us say, Amen.
Ose shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'immeru amen.
Amen. Please be seated. With a special presentation on behalf of our congregation, we invite our temple president, our past temple president, Phyllis Rosenberg, to help lead us in this. Let me just get Damian up. There we go.
Well, Damian, we are so proud of you. I know your parents and your family are so proud of you, but your temple family is also so proud of you. You did a wonderful job today, and we'd like to give you some gifts so that you remember this wonderful day. From our Women's Connection, we're giving you a Kiddush cup so that you can celebrate Shabbat wherever you go. And from our youth group, the Temple of Forest Hills Youth, or TAFI, they give you this bag of toffee. It's an invitation for you to join that wonderful group, and you can tell they're kind of fun with a toffee gift. And from our congregation, and our Parents Association, we're giving you this yard that you used so beautifully. You designed it and you used it so beautifully today. And hopefully you'll use it many, many more times reading Torah. And finally, a bar mitzvah certificate to commemorate this special day. And it's signed by Rabbi Cantor, Faye Gilman, our educator, and Neil Rosenblatt, our president. And my family, Michael and I, wish you and your family a hearty mazel tov, and thank you. Over tov.
As we get ready for our celebrations that follow services, which for Damian and the family will be some delicious food, we want to do our blessings for this day. Our Kiddush, our blessing for the sanctity of this moment over the fruit of the vine, and our Motzi, our blessing over food. And we invite to join us on the bima, Damian's cousins, Nicole, Danielle, and Gabrielle Kaplan.
I'm just kidding.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Is it wine? That's great. Okay, for you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Mazel tov.
As we conclude our service in song, please don't sign off after that if you're on Zoom, because we have some special words from Damian's parents to celebrate this day. But our closing song, Cantor, why don't you introduce what that is?
Is Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'id Nasa V'chefetzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hoveh Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara Adon Olam Hashem Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'id Nasa V'chefetzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hoveh Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום מקרא Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'id Nasa V'chefetzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hoveh Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara בידו הפקיד רוחי והייתי שן והעירה ועם רוחי גביעתי Adonai li velo ira. And I don't have any other verse, because usually I say Shabbat Shalom, but now I'll say Chodesh Tov.
I tried.
Chodesh Tov, Chodesh Tov,
It's painful to
Chodesh Tov. Adonai olam asher malach b'terem goyim nira leinasa v'chefzo kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei chiklot hakol levado imloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh ve'hu yeh betifara.
Boker Tov.
Boker Tov and Chodesh Tov.
It's not a touch screen.
Okay.
Do it.
Seiko, go ahead.
Now. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it.
Damian, when you were born, I was ready to give you all I had. I thought that being a mother is all about giving, and giving some more. I was ready to do that. What I didn't know was how much I was going to receive from you. The abundance of love and affection you give me every day is overwhelming. I get more than I give. You're kind, funny, sensitive, smart, and full of joy. Being funny and having fun are serious business for you. I know that you always want to show me funny videos or tell me when you saw or heard something funny. Even though I only have patience for one YouTube video a day, I know you just want to share your joy with me, and I appreciate that. Without having you around, my life would be too quiet with much less laughter. I myself was a serious and quiet kid. Through your eyes, I relived a childhood and remembered how it was being a kid and how much fun it should be. Yes, I was often judged and criticized as being too soft as a mother. And they were right. You are my weakness. I still take no shame in the bond we have with each other. It's very strong and rewarding. Damian, I have watched you practicing every night with Daddy. I was so impressed by how much you learned and how well you delivered. I hope that you are feeling great right now. I hope that this becomes one of those experiences that hard work paid off and you are proud of yourself. We are. I know we want a lot from you. It's because we know that you can. You have a lot of potential, more than you realize. I would like to take this moment to thank everyone who made Damian's bar mitzvah possible, especially Rabbi Mark Kaiserman, Canterbury Pincus, Damian's religious school teachers, Miss Gilman, Miss Gina, Miss Susan, and Mr. Dan, and the temple staff and the congregation for embracing Damian and our family. I visited many synagogues before we finally joined this temple. I have only had good experiences with everyone I met here. It's a very warm, welcoming, egalitarian community. I feel very fortunate that we found this temple and were accepted to join this wonderful community. I also like to thank everyone in Alexis's family, especially Grandma Andrea and Grandpa David, for their teachings of Jewish values so exemplifying on Shabbats and holidays. Thank you everyone who joined us to celebrate this important day for Damian, either in person or on Zoom. Your presence means a lot to us. Mazel Tov, Damian. my only and favorite son. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. I love you more than anything else. And I can't wait to continue watching you to grow to a mensch.
恥ずかしい。泣くな。
So Seiko already thanked everyone, so I'm not going to do that. She already told you how amazing you are. I'm not going to do that. I was thinking about what I want for you in the future, what I want to happen. And I started thinking about someone who is not here today, my dad, your grandpa, David. He is in most ways gone from us already, and that makes me sad because I wish that you could meet him as an older person as you are now, as opposed to the small child that you were when you actually did know him. He was a man who, perhaps better than anyone else I have ever met, exemplified the virtue of trying to do what's right, not just what's easy or convenient or best for you. And that's a difficult thing to do. And I think that nobody succeeds in doing that all the time, not even him, certainly not me, definitely not you. But it's a great thing to aim for, to strive for, to try over and over, because you're going to get it wrong sometimes, but you just keep trying. And that's a good way to live your life. Not an easy way, but a good way. And he did that always. And I hope that you will always be able to try that and to succeed most of the time as well. I love you, Damian.
Hug.
Okay, fine.
On that, Boker Tov, everyone, and Mazel Tov to Damian.